Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be filming a eye makeup tutorial using the MAC Girls Mischief Minx palette. This was a request from a subscriber. Her name will be linked somewhere later in the video because for the life of me I can't remember it right now and I feel so bad that I didn't look. But like I said, she had asked that I do a tutorial using this palette because she picked this one up. And I am more than happy to do so. So this is the look we got today, and if you guys are interested in seeing how I did this, then just keep on watching. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have already done pretty much my full face of makeup just because this was a specific request to use like an eyeshadow palette. I didn't want to spend a whole entire day going over my normal makeup routine, which I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me do before in another Chit Chat Get Ready With Me. So for this day, for this particular tutorial, I am just going to be doing my eyes. The only thing I have on my eyes right now is my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Painterly. This is my favorite one to use just for my undertone and my skin color. I find that it just cancels out the most redness and doesn't really affect the look of the shadows that get laid on top of it. If you've never used one of these before, I highly recommend that you go try them out and you do so. They really do help make your eyeshadow stay a lot longer. They help keep it from creasing. Really great products. I actually have them in like 7 or 8 different shades, I think, but Painterly is by far my most used one. Also, if you ever see me like doing anything down here, I do have my Sephora color switch down here just to help get any of the excess powder, any shadow off of my brushes. And lastly, I know my brushes are dirty, but they are dirty from doing literally this exact same shadow look before, so I'm not that concerned with any like color contamination or anything like that because I know what has been on the brushes previously. So the first thing I'm going to do, I just gouged one of the shadows, is I'm going to take this light gold color. This is in V Frisky, and I'm going to put that all over the lid as kind of a base, just so that I have something for the other colors to stick to and to blend into. Now this is just like a really light, you probably can barely see it, it's just a little bit of shimmer. It's a very light wash of gold, but for the look I'm going for, and I want a really nice blended out sort of an eye look, I do find it helps when you don't have like a staple base color in a palette, which is the one thing I think this palette is missing, is just like a light beige sort of a color. Really helps to be able to pick a color to do that, and I do want to use only this palette in terms of eyeshadows, so you know, kind of just work with what you're given, and it does look really pretty. I think that actually looks really pretty just on its own as just sort of like a light kind of sheen to break up your makeup look, but we're going to keep going. So the next thing I am going to do, I didn't mention it, that was a MAC 239 sort of like flat brush. I can barely tell the names anymore because I've worn off the barrel so much. I have a couple of these brushes, they're fantastic. So the next thing I'm going to do is take a MAC 221 brush. It's like a tapered, fluffier kind of brush. These are my favorite brushes to work shadow into the crease with. And I'm going to go in with this kind of like, it looks like a rusty brown color, this light one here. It is in Schemer. Just take a little bit of that and I'm going to dust it, into my crease. I got really lucky there. Where I hit that is actually pretty much where I wanted it. So even though I just like whacked myself in the face with a brush, kind of worked out. Just like that. Sorry, I'm kind of also using like a handheld mirror just to make it a little easier for myself to see what exactly I'm doing, but I don't want to block any of like my placement or anything from you guys at all. I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing even though my camera kind of sucks. So you guys can see I'm sweeping that literally from like the inside of my crease all the way out. As I build darker colors up later, I will only take it from like the outside halfway in sort of thing, but for this first color, I do want it cohesively all the way through my crease just to deepen it up a little bit. I find it just makes my eyes look a little bit like wider. So, are they even? Close enough. I'll add a little bit more over here. And I'll come back over here and just touch that up a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to be taking a just like big, clean, fluffy brush and just sort of blending them together. Like that. So that's where we're at right now. Next, I'm going to take that same 221 brush. I'm going to just clean a little bit of that color off and go in with this. It's just a little bit deeper of a brown, and it is in the color Been There, Done That. Just take some of that. And this color, I'm going to focus more on the outer corner of my crease. So sort of starting lower and in a little bit more, and then kind of coming up. But I'm not going past like the halfway point of my eye. Just like that, and we'll do the same here. And you guys can probably see too, rather than just going in the crease, I'm also kind of dragging it a little bit in like a C shape onto my lid, just closer to the lash line, just to kind of round out. I don't like, on me personally, that really sharp kind of like cat look. I prefer a more rounded, like smoked out look. I just think for my features personally, it suits my face a lot better. But having said that, if you are the kind of person who does prefer like a cat look, you probably already know how to extend it a little bit past where I am to do exactly what you like. Basically, like any makeup tutorial you watch is almost more of an inspiration than an actual tutorial, because we all have different features, we all have different face shapes, eye shapes, all of these things that are going to make like this look, you could copy it exactly on yourself and it would look completely different just because your eyes are shaped differently. Yours might have a smaller lid, a bigger lid. I have quite hooded eyes, so if I don't extend enough upwards, you can't even see that I have eyeshadow on, that sort of a thing. So the last color I'm going to take kind of in the smoking out is this color in Totally Trouble. It's the darkest color in the palette, and I'm just going to take a little bit. It's always better to do, like, obviously less is more, and I can always add more, but if I put too much on, because half the look's already done, it is going to be really, really difficult for me to get it off my eye. So this, I am literally just in a circle right on the edge, right on that outer corner. I am not sweeping it up into the lid at all because I don't want this to be a lid color. I just want to deepen just that little bit. Do you guys see that there? Just that little bit of an outer corner. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with that brush and blend like crazy just to get all those harsh lines gone. All those colors moving really nicely together, just like that. Hopefully you guys can see that. Perfect. So then I'm going to go in with that same first brush that I used, but I'm going to dip into a different color. We're going to use the color Shenanigans, which is like this bronzy coppery color, this darker, the bigger pan. And I'm going to kind of pat that all over the lid just to give it a little bit of sheen. And that'll also kind of cover up any of the lines where those other colors meet. Just like that. Go in and do the same with the other eye. Like that. And then I am going to take a little bit of that gold again and kind of I can't even speak right now, sort of more on the edge of the brush. I'm just going to pat some of that on and then kind of go into my inner corner just to give it a little bit of an inner corner highlight, and I am going to drag it just a touch bit in this way because I do find that those colors look really pretty together. They mix really well together. I don't always do inner corner highlights, but because this gold is such a subtle sheen, I do think that it helps a little bit, especially because that look does get quite dark on the outer corners of my eyes. So that is pretty much it for the top eye. Again, I'm going to blend a little bit more. Now I am taking a brown eyeliner. I had tried this with black and I just thought the brown looked a little bit nicer, a little bit more with the vibe of what I was going for since every color I used was a brown. It is a Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Liner Clay Pot in the shade brown. And I am going to just take an angled MAC 266 brush, and I'm going to just do my upper lash line. I'm not going to line the bottom. I am going to smoke out some color under there afterwards. I hope you guys can see me doing this. I do need to look more in this mirror because this is a little bit more precise than what I did before. But hopefully you guys can see I'm just doing like as thin of a line as I can get on my upper lash line. And if you guys have been watching me for any length of time, you guys will know I don't wing my liner because I am completely incapable of it. But if you can make a wing happen and you can pull off that look, this would be the time that I would say to wing your liner out a little bit as well. But I'm going to skip that because it just, when professional artists do it, when I go to like MAC to get my makeup done and they do it, they can make it work, no problem, but for whatever reason, when I do it, I just find that, like, even if my wings match, which they rarely do, it almost just doesn't suit my features and my face. Like, it turns it into kind of, like, too harsh of a thing. So I just don't even bother anymore. And I've tried all the tricks, like, I've tried taping the line to follow across my eyelid. I've done the like line up the bottom, go up top. I've been to Sephora and had them try and teach me. No matter what, that is one of those things that just continues to elude me, continues to escape me, is how to wing liner properly. Just get down into the corner, and there is that. Really, really easy. Now I'm going to take, this is my favorite brush for, if I can find it, for smudging along my lower lash line. It is a MAC 219 brush. It's like a pencil brush. So I'm going to take some of that darkest color, just like a little itty bit, and I'm going to start kind of up on the upper lash line where that color is, and I'm going to drag down into the lower, only about, what would you say, that's halfway? Just to smoke out some color there. I'll do the same on this eye, so hopefully you guys can see it a little better, starting up and above and dragging it downwards. That way it kind of blends up into your upper and it doesn't look quite as stark. And then I am going to go back in with a little bit more of that all over the lid color, that Shenanigans color, the glittery sort of copper color. Pick up some of that, and I'm going to use that here from the inner corner outwards, and then blending them together a little bit. Just like that. And then we are going to, now normally I would not do my eyes after my face because there is quite a bit of fallout from some of those glittery shadows. I am covered in glitter right now, but like I said, I didn't want this to be a full face of makeup tutorial, and I got things to do today, so I just did that. So now I'm just going to take mascara just to finish off the look. I am using Benefit Roller Lash first. And I really like this mascara. I've talked about it a few times. It has a rubberized brush that grips onto your lashes and sort of just pulls them apart and separates them and elongates them. And then I go back in. Sorry, I can't talk and do mascara at the same time. I'm definitely going to poke myself in the eye. I go back in with Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara afterwards, or any kind of volumizing mascara. And I sort of just put that over top. Like that. And that's it. We're done. So thank you to, I wish I could remember your name. I will put it somewhere here so you guys can see. Thank you so much for requesting that I do a tutorial with the Mischief Minx palette. If you guys want me to do a tutorial with any of the other personality palettes, I have all of them. I will also link to my I guess my video where I swatch them all up here in case you guys are interested in getting any of them. So thank you so much for requesting that I do this. I'm more than happy to always, you know, fulfill your guys' requests as best as I can. I've got a ton of filming planned for today to sort of get myself ahead of the game for the next couple of weeks because I've been promising you guys tons and tons of videos and I haven't been delivering and I feel really bad about that. But if you like this kind of video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.